Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. We are going to make salmon with a really nice citrus salsa. It's going to have pineapple, it's going to have mango, a little bit of cilantro, and also fresh strawberries inside it. It's going to be fruitful, light, and wonderful. And we're going to accompany that with a roasted beet and roasted carrot salad with a little bit of feta cheese. It's one of my favorites. I love roasting beets. It takes the flavor right down and concentrates it up. So join me and let's have a little bit of fun cooking today. Now, earlier in the day, you're going to want to get your carrots and beets roasted up. So all I've done with the carrots is I've peeled them, I've cut them into slices, and I'll stick them in a bowl here. The beets, I've just made small wedges out of them, and we're going to throw them in as well. These are going to shrink because we're going to be cooking them down and caramelizing them up. We'll want to put a little bit of olive oil in the bowl, a bit of balsamic vinegar, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of Italian seasoning in there. Okay, then just toss them up. And then we put them onto a baking sheet with a little bit of parchment paper over that, and just spread them out. Nothing fancy required. We're not going to turn them at all. They're not going to stick to the parchment paper. I've preheated the oven already at 400 degrees, and we're going to put them in until they have actually started to caramelize and shrink down, and then we know they're going to be perfect. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stick it in the oven. And this could take anywhere from 30 minutes up to an hour, depending on how thick you've sliced them. It's time to take the beets and carrots out of the oven. Oh, they smell great. And look at that. They're all caramelized and they've shrunk to about half their regular size. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take them, put them on a dish to cool. I'll stick them in the fridge, chill them down, and then they'll be ready to go in the salad once they're chilled. Well, I have a wonderful, fresh BC sockeye salmon fillet here, and I don't want to over season this. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil drizzled on the top, spread that around just a bit, and a little bit of salt to season. That's it, nothing else. We want to have that really fresh, nice taste to it. I've got the skin side I'm going to put down on the baking sheet. Here we go, just on top of a little bit of parchment paper. And there it is, it's all ready to go in the oven. I still have the oven at 400 degrees. And we're going to cook this, it's a small fillet, so I'm going to cook it for about 6 minutes. That's it. Well, salmon's just got in the oven. We got a little bit of time to make our salsa. Fruity, citrus, and salmon go together absolutely wonderfully, especially when you're talking about fresh caught salmon. So all we're going to do is we're going to put in some pineapple that's just been cubed up. Got a little bit of red onion, mango, which is going to add a wonderful touch to it. Some fresh strawberries, a little bit of finely chopped cilantro. And then I saved some of the pineapple juice. I'm just going to put a little bit on. That citrus will help break everything down. Give it a bit of a stir. And there we go. We got a wonderful salsa to go on top of the salmon when it comes out. I made a bit more than I'm going to need for a salmon, but I did that deliberately. This is excellent with some chips. So if you're sitting out on a nice hot day, a fruity salsa like this is just a perfect treat. If you want, you can even add a little bit of chili or something to spice that up if you want, but it's just perfect on its own. Now that our beets and carrots have all chilled down in the fridge, it's time to put our salad together. As a base, I'm using a mix of field greens, just some assorted lettuce, and I've got a little bit of spinach in there as well. So here's our carrots and beets. They're chilled down, still nice and caramelized and crisp. We're going to put those on top. I've got some thinly slivered red onion. Let's add that in there. About a 1/4 cup of feta cheese. Goat cheese would also go excellent inside. And for a bit of crunch, we're going to add some crushed walnuts. There we go. Just a tad of salt for seasoning. Add a bit of olive oil and a bit of balsamic vinegar. And that's it. Let's give it a toss. There we are. Simple, easy, wonderful. Once you've tried this with the caramelized beets and carrots, I guarantee you're going to make it soften. Voila, dinner is served. What a wonderful meal to have at the end of an August summer's day when it's hot. This whole meal takes about 30 minutes to put together, so very little time. The only thing you need to do in advance is to roast your carrots and your beets. You could do that in the morning before you left for work, and when you come back, you can put all these ingredients together and have a wonderful meal out on your deck on a nice summer evening. Thanks very much for joining me in the kitchen today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Please click subscribe now for my newest cooking videos. A printable recipe and ingredients list can be found on my blog page. You'll find the link in the video description box. Thank you and have a great day.